New stove I'm testing out. This is just a tin cup that I had laying around. Lid. Drilled some holes in it. I'm going to put just about an ounce of fuel in there. Maybe a little ounce and a half. About an ounce of fuel in there. I'm going to light it. Let it come to a bloom. I've got water at 60 degrees. And my light's down just a little bit so I can see when it comes to a bloom. This is not aluminum, this is steel. So I'm thinking it'll take longer to heat transfer to the liquid. So I wonder if we put the lid on there, if there'd be enough fumes to light the cool. Okay, so it lit with the lid on there. And I don't know if this is a real good test because obviously we had to put the lid on to get it lit. So it is lit though. I'll lower the camera down just so you can see that it is lit. I started the timer when I got it on there. We'll see how it does. It's interesting that I had to put the lid on just to get it to light. I would have had to heat it first and then put the lid on, which as you saw was kind of dangerous. So maybe a wick around the bottom of this would be enough to heat it up and to get it to light. Still probably may or may not need the lid. If you put the pot on first, it would seal it just as much as the lid would. Okay, as you can see here, I was going to stop the camera when it was done, but it actually died out at 184 degrees. 8 minutes and 15 seconds is when it died, I think. So it never made it to 212. I didn't have it full of alcohol, but that was running really slow. So what I think I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to add an additional hole between each one of those and see if it makes a difference. So we'll try it again on another video. Thanks. Alright, I made some additional holes here. Now I'm going to run this test again. See what we have. I don't have a wick on here yet, but I still want to run the test again. This time we'll put a little more alcohol in there because it didn't make it last time. I'm going to go for those first holes. I'm hoping that's not too high. Sometimes if you get too high you get a lot of squirting, so we'll see what happens. From last time I found that you have to let this go for a little while. Clear my times. what we'll do is we'll get it going, and then we'll put the pot on there after it gets a little bit of heat, which I waited too long last time. Instead of placing the lid on there this time like I did last time, I'm just going to place the pot on there. It should have the same effect, although I don't know if the cold pot will cool it off or not, whereas the lid kind of locked in the heat that was in there, so we'll see what happens there. Now I realize this is burning fuel off, so, and it requires a multi-light stage, so you light it once to heat it, put the pot on, and then you have to light the jets after the fact of the pot being on. So that's been on for about a minute now. I'm going to go ahead and put the pot on, although I don't see anything boiling down here yet, but I'm going to see if that's long enough. Obviously not. That just smothered it, and it didn't have any pressure coming out the jets. So we'll try the lid method again and see what that does. Because the pot was so cold, I guess it stopped it from pressurizing the fuel. This water is up around 65. It's not really just as cold as the last one, but we'll go ahead and go with it and see how long it takes, see if it even works this time. I'm going to give that a few more seconds here because I don't see any boiling of the vaporizing of the fuels in there. And now that I'm seeing that, I'm going to do just like I did last time. I'm going to put the lid on, and well, I'm going to calm down so I don't spill it all over. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on, then light it, and you'll see that this puts off a pretty good flame now. But you need to make sure your lid's all the way on. Not a good thing to press it down with. And pressing it down, be cautious. So now we've got a good flame on there. I'm going to go ahead and put the pot on. Start the timer. So that has something to be desired there on how you put the lid on there. I don't like that one bit. There's got to be a better way to put that lid on there, and if I press the lid down all the way before I light it, that would probably be the key. I'm going to lower it down like I did last time so you guys can see the flame pattern. It's a little more flame coming out with the extra holes, but I wouldn't say it was extensive amount more. It does cover the whole bottom of the pot now, so hopefully that will be enough to get a boil out of it. Alright, we'll let her go and see what happens here. Be back in a moment when it's ready to go. Starting to hear it simmer. To 10, to 11, to 12 at 5 minutes and 52 seconds. That's pretty good timing. And this time I want to see what the burnout time is, because I did put the maximum amount of fuel that you could in the stove. About 1.5 ounces. There we go, so it's getting ready to die down now. Alright, we'll call that about a 7:30 burnout. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that gives us time frame. Alright, well, thanks for watching. We may play with this stove some more with a wick, so we don't have that primer priming issue, or maybe a priming plate. Thanks for watching.